Hello, hello. How's it going? And happy Sunday. So, to start off, I had planned on doing a very early morning stream, and it didn't happen. We woke up alright, woke up at 0400, and to realise that there was no electricity in the house. Like, okay. I went down and checked fuse boards and everything was okay, so we kind of sat in darkness. Then around 5 o'clock the power came back, in which that was grand, but there was no internet. The internet went on holidays. It was having a break. So it all came back alive at around 10 o'clock-ish this morning, and since then we've been not doing any sort of drastic movements, and it's working so far. So that's why we're here at this time. And to be honest, I'm not too perturbed about it. At least I'm not up at that time. So anyway, bonus stream Sunday afternoon, or indeed Sunday morning if you guys are just waking up on that side of the pond, or it's almost evening on that side of the pond. So you're all very welcome along. I do hope you're all keeping very, very well. We're on the ground here in Casement Aerodrome Baldonnel, just on the outskirts here in County Dublin, and we're going to make our way over to Shannon Airport. There's a link over on the Discord channel. One of the guys did amazing work tidying up all the taxiways to make it look fantastic. Oh, and did I mention we have a new airplane? Hang on, see if this works. Ooh, look at that. So I said we got to fly this. Well, hang on. We're going to try and fly this and see what happens. We're going to say hello to some people here in the chat. You're all very good and kind for joining me here. These are brilliant. We'll say hello to Ludos is in the house, as is Poseidon7307. Kendra's here as well, as is Ben McClure. Dangerous Brian is in the house, along with Chippy A. Picked up the Aermacchi himself, he says. Nice. Major Butter is in the house. Andy Henderson is here. Good afternoon to you, my dude. Mo Farrell is now following, as is Mort the Second. Many thanks, my dudes. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We're at the tail end of a weekend, which is usually bittersweet.
Okay.
So, well, look, it is what it is.
Check it out.
Tomorrow's Monday, but it's grand, right? We're nearing Halloween, so it's supposed to be scary. Alison Johnson is here. Good afternoon to you, as is Maj C 888. Good morning, he says. Luvan Art is here. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Scotland 737 Project says, I can't see the Aermacchi on my marketplace, so it's currently available over on simmarket.com. It's around 25 euro, and you get two types of aircraft. You get this one, which is the, well, it's mainly airshow type stuff, and then you get the other one, of course, which is a small jet trainer. And they're in use by the Italians, and also they include deliveries from, I think, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, and one or two others. And it's a beautiful looking plane. So we're going to see what we can do in a jet. I feel the need for a jet. That's the title. So we'll have to wait. He says, Andy Henderson says, mind if I join you, Murph? Downloaded it this morning, and I feel the need. The need for speed. Yes. Of course, so the first flight down to Shannon, I'll fly Han Solo, and then we'll open it up to multiplayer. This thing is going to be fun because we'll set it up kind of during the week, but we got to organise a couple of group flights. So if we get one person flying in a 747, we can use a couple of these then for escort flying. And then, of course, we can also try out some airshow flying, which could be good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not quite sure yet. Master Gamer is in the house, as is Daniel M198. He's watching us over on Twitch. He says, hey, Murph, and happy Sunday. Well, happy Sunday to you too, Daniel. We have copy in our... Copy? We have... Copy. We have coffee in our jar this morning. Well, I say this morning. It's afternoon here now. It's daytime. It's the daytime of the morning. It's 1 o'clock local time in the afternoon here in little old Ireland. Southwest 2115 is in the house. Good day to you, sir. Daza T Arab is here. Afternoon, Murph, and all watching with Mrs. Daza. Matthew and Grace. Well, hello to all the Dazas. Good afternoon. I hope you're all keeping very, very well. So we're going to give this machine here for a whirl. we'll have a look at it, and if you guys aren't sure if you want to pick it up or not, well, that's the advantage, I suppose, of checking out one of these streams. I'll show you everything there is to show about it. And you'll probably notice in the background there's a small little Cessna L19 bird dog there. I picked that up yesterday as well, and we had an awesome flight last night offline. We were just over the group multiplayer flight over on Discord, and we had a good few people in there, myself and the good Colonel Fork. We brought them into Vietnam because that's what we wanted to do, and we were flying around Vietnam, a beautiful country, and we had a plethora of other guys in there as well. Botip was there, and Warhamster was there, Poseidon was there, Scott Voigt came in for the chat as well. Jan Morecamp was in there for a while. Marty, or Fox, Marty's over from Simulated Aviation, he came in for the spin. It was great. Joe Blow Photo is in the house, as is Jan Morecamp. Good day to you both. Ailerons into wind, just a quick, I'm out in the fields hunting food. Make sure you catch something nice for dinner, Stuart, and enjoy it, my dude. I hope you have fun. Dougal McTavish is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, good sir. I hope you're keeping very well. Jan Fjord is here as well. Mort II says, is that a proper Microsoft Flight Sim plane or converted X-plane? It's proper. This is built for Microsoft Flight Sim. So the developer, which is India Foxed Echo, they have made aircraft over on all platforms, I believe. DCS, X-plane, P3D, and now Microsoft Flight Sim. The developer, I spoke to him there during the week. Really, really nice guy. And so far, I'm very impressed with this aircraft. It's not without one or two small little caveats, but certainly nothing that's going to stop you from enjoying the product. They're fantastic. They really are nice. So we'll have a look here now in a sec. Dan is here. He says, hi Murph, and hi everyone. How's it going, Dan? WB1990 is here. So the price, yeah, I think is about €25. And he says, I found low speed stability is an issue. Probably accurate for the aircraft. Yeah, this thing likes to move. Absolutely. It's fast. Andrew Brown is in the house. How are you doing? Irish Aviator is here. So using this for group flights, filmed all the seeing the... I'm trying to... How does one pronounce it? The Frezzi Tricolori? Or Tricolori? Basically the Italian aerobat display team. Which would be through the Italian Air Force. Pox Bottles in the house. Hi Murph, great to see you using my add-on. Nice, dude. You're very welcome along. Boomer Sim Pilot is here. He says hello from Atlanta. Good morning to you. I hope you're keeping very, very well. The Chasman is here. He says, oh, up early today, Murph. I'm still at work, but I'll be home in about half an hour. Yay. Nice one, dude. We'll still be here. Metal Moss is here. He says, hey, just bought that too. It's a sweet jet. It is. Ryan Fun 20 is in the house. Dougal says, in real life, this bird has similar characteristics to the Hawk. It does. It's very close to it. Can you get it anywhere else than Sim Market? There are, yeah, it's due to be, it'll be available in all the usual places and also in the in-game marketplace soon. Aaron Murphy is in the house. Good morning or afternoon to you, my dude. What else? There's loads of you here. It's great. Warhamster's there. He said, Hup, what scenery is this? Or what sorcery is this? What sorcery is this? Indeed. But we're going to go flying here very soon. Got Border Collies is here. Murphy has a jet. I know, right? Like, this is just... Murph, like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Live. Like, but we'll give it a shot. If it goes all wrong, it'll be fine, right? We'll blame it on someone else. Galloway Hervey is here. He says, good morning from Texas. How are you, my dude? Happy Sunday to you. Nolene Holden is here. Hello, Nolene. Tricolor. I don't know. Landon O'Byrne is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Who else? Just loads here. Giuseppe says, yeah. I can't pronounce it. Is it Fressi or Frecchi? Tricolori. My Italian is... As you can imagine, it's like my English. It's borderline. Captain Reynolds is here. How are you, my dude? I hope you're keeping very, very well. Metal Moss is here. And Harrell is here. He says, OMG, what's the plane? So what we're going to do... I try to have some sort of kind of... IAZIM. Or IAZIM. Zim has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Aviation 737 is here. He says, hello from America. Good day to you. Good morning. And hello from Ireland. Aaron says, do you fly in real life? I have a handful of hours in a Cessna 172, but I'm the couch pilot. Or I'm the office chair pilot. or the simulated pilot. Or if I don't have this, but it'll be okay to join if I have the CJ4 when we get into multiplayer. Yeah, no hassle at all. We'll get down to Shannon first, then we'll open up to multiplayer, and we're just going to kind of blitz around Ireland just for the sheer crack. So we'll play a bit of music here as I show you the aircraft. We'll hide me, and we'll zoom in. As we get closer to Casement Aerodrome. And we'll let the graphics come back here. We'll let the graphics kind of sort themselves out as we slow down our little camera. That's a little bit better. I should have done this earlier. But what you gonna do? Many thanks, Metal Moss, for the subscription, my dude. So, as you can see, the visual modeling rather, is fantastic. It looks great, and the detailing is absolutely superb. And as I said, it comes with two variants of the aircraft, this one and also the military jet trainer. There are subtle differences between the two. You'll notice we have pods on this aircraft. They're the smoke pods. Unfortunately, particles are not yet modelled within the sim. They will be soon. So they're kind of redundant at the moment. Let's get in for a closer look, shall we? Like, I love the animation from the pilots and the fact that they're all uniformed up, even the helmets. There's great detailing along the side of the aircraft and the outside. Very pretty. Don't mind me, I'm just messing around with the camera views. You think I'd learned these before we started, but I didn't. And he says, North Europe or West Europe? I'll probably go on the North Europe. Alison says, I shall be watching only for today. I'm feeling poorly. Well, that's sad to hear, Alison, but I hope you get well soon. There are a number of doses going around this time of year. Autumn coming into winter. Head colds and coughs and all that kind of stuff that's going to be happening. Plus, I imagine the anxiety levels get a little bit higher, mainly to do with the, well, the Rona. But I do hope you're keeping well. So as you can see, it is visually stunning. Texture work, the modeling. There's no point talking about PBR because, well, if they don't have PBR or Microsoft Flight Sim, what's the point? Master Gamer says, how did you get to blur the background? It's all to do with your depth of field control. So if you're using the drone camera in Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Xbox controller, if you press and hold the Y button and then click on B, that blurs out the background. I only learned that the other day. Look at the detail here, right? Like, it's nuts. And if you go over to one of the air intakes, hang on now. We'll go under. If you go into one of the air intakes, you can actually see the far side of the engine, look. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely fantastic. And if we look at the detail even on the landing gear, everything looks fine. Like, even the cables there for the brakes, look. Really superb work done here by the developers. A lot of detail has gone into this aircraft. You know, it's keenly priced. It looks and sounds great, and it's a whole lot of fun to fly. It's like a spark plug for the igniter. Now, when it comes to you know, aeronautical engineering, Well, I'm just not even going to bother. But you get the idea, don't you? So the aircraft itself, it's the Aermacchi MB339. It's a military jet trainer and light attack aircraft designed and manufactured by the Italian aviation company Aermacchi. The MB339 was developed during the 1970s in response to the Italian Air Force requirement that sought a replacement for its service of the existing fleet of Aermacchi's MB326s. Its design was derived of that of the MB326 rather than a whole new design, and thus the two aircraft share considerable similarities in terms of their design. Aermacchi had found that the MB339 was capable of satisfying all of the specified requirements, whilst being able to be most affordable option, or the most affordable option available. The maiden flight of this aircraft took place on the 12th of August 1976. The first production aircraft was delivered 2 years later. Roughly half of the MB339s entered service with the Italian Air Force, while the remainder have been sold to various export customers, as well as being used for training. The type is also flown by the Frezzi Tricolori aerobatic display team. I probably butchered the name, but don't worry. The type has been used in combat by both the Eritrean Air Force during the Eritrean-Ethiopian War of 1998 and 2000, and of the Argentine Naval Aviation during the Falklands War in 1982. In both conflicts, the MB339 was typically flown as an attack aircraft. So I will say, with this package that you get a very comprehensive manual with it. That's where I got all that information for you there. So the information contained in the manual, it's very, very good. They give you a full overlook of the aircraft, tells you what everything is and where it is, and it's very, very good. It's a real kind of, it has the real rustic 1980s feel of it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Ian Bennett says, "Here comes the science." GOD is here. Good afternoon. Where are you fine today? Africa stream was great. Many thanks, my dude. So we're back in little old Ireland. So we're on the ground here over in Casement Aerodrome, Baldonnel, which is just outside of County Dublin. And we're heading straight down the road here to Shannon Airport. One of the guys over on Discord has done an update for the airport in Shannon, and all the taxiways are working. So if you're unsure, I just put a link up to our Discord. Ramble over there, go into the freeware scenery section, and you shall see it. So I'm going to attempt to start this machine. And oh look, it's steam gauges. There's no glass. So straight away, I'm delighted. We have a little bit of a glitch here, but we'll figure that out now shortly. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. But that's my settings, don't worry about it. So we're going to start off by turning on the batteries. So we have a battery switch. We'll turn our generators on here as well. You'll notice the canopy is open. We'll get that closed up now shortly. So with our battery switches on, we're now going to turn on our master ignition switch and also our engine limiter. They're on next. We want to jump down here and turn on some lights. We'll get our beacon and nav lights going. When I was speaking to the developer, I said, look, is there anything major we need to be looking about? Like what's not working in the aircraft? Or, what is? So he said there's two things that he knows he can't fix just yet. One of them is he can't adjust the strength of the panel or instrument lights. You can turn them on and turn them off, which is absolutely fine. But for whatever reason, you can't adjust them, which is fine. That's not a big issue. And at night time, all the lights work and they look wonderful. The second issue is also going to be the smoke system. So the smoke system located down here, we have smoke system, and we can go different colors and whatever else. So they are modeled, but the sim just doesn't allow for it. So that's where it's at. So we're going to turn on our COM 1 and COM 2 radios. They are next. Also turn on our anti-skid. We get our fuel shut-off valves closed. Not much in terms of having to be able to start this aircraft. It's relatively basic. So once you turn on your batteries, get some lights going, turn on your master switches over here, close down these two guys, we're pretty much good to go. So if you have your mixture set to a controller, once you move your mixture, that'll unlock the throttle here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go for a start. So we just hit the starter switch. And we'll keep an eye on the RPM. Once we can see it rise, we can go ahead then, and we're going to rattle our throttle into the on position. So RPM is rising. Here's the throttle after being moved up. It sounds great. But Rigo is here. Good morning to you, my dude. Mr. Scoopy is here. Happy Sunday. What's the use of this plane? I mean, there's no military missions or anything. No, you can use it for aerobatics. Military missions, Flight Simulator isn't a military sim. So I wouldn't be worried too much. So good start in our engine. We're going to close the canopy. And we'll lock it into place here as well. Now, one thing you'll notice, another issue, of course, is there's no sound difference between cockpit open or closed, which is a little bit annoying. Now, I'm going to turn down the sounds a smidgen, because it's quite loud, and we'd be afraid of the loudness because I can't hear much. So aircraft engines at 81, bring them down to about there. Cockpit, bring the sounds down there. Aircraft miscellaneous, bring it down to there. And hopefully I'm not deafened. But yeah, the aircraft is currently available over on the simmarket.com website. Be sure to pick it up over there. It will be making its way over to the marketplace in Microsoft Flight Sim soon. We'll just turn on our GPS over on this side. We'll have a quick look down. We're going to turn our oxygen systems to on. You'll see our oxygen flow indicator start moving here. We're also going to retract our speed brakes. We're going to bring our flaps back in. If we check outside the aircraft, sounds wonderful. Dana says, how long will it be from the flight from Bal to Shannon? It is about 20 minutes. Ryan D. Walker's in the house. Hey Murph, I was up watching the V8 supercars and needed my beauty sleep. 2Peter76 says, try to switch headphones mode and audio. Oh yeah. You see, we never tried that. If we go down to audio, I never really do this. Communications, headphones. Let's see if this works. Aha, look at that. 2Peter76, you are a genius, and thank you for the soundness of your suggestion. I hope it's not too... Well, hang on, we can probably turn it back up now. Don't worry, this is a work in progress. Murphy is as switched on here and as alert as you can get. Yes. Apply and save, go back. That's a little bit better. So at this stage, we're going to turn on our taxi light. And unless I'm missing something very important... Oh yeah, there's this little fella over here. So you have to lift up the little pin for your ejection seat. And then if we need to bail out, well, we don't want to, but it's there if we need to. So we'll just check around some of the systems here. So again, that's your smoke system, that's your radios. You have various channels here for your comms as well. You have your anti-slip, you have fuel transfer, you have a rudder trim. You have your main throttle body and assembly. You have your fuel shut-off, your starter for your engines. I imagine we can turn off the ignition switch, keep the limiter on. Lights are here, landing gear here, fuel dump over there. Weapon system, but we're not worried about weapons at the moment. Speed brake indicator, flaps indicator. You have your vertical speed indicator, angle of attack, which is going to be interesting. You have your main airspeed indicator here, which is measured in Mach. This thing is fast. We have our attitude indicator. We have our main heading indicator. We have another... Oh, that's acceleration in terms of G. Ah, that's your G meter. That's your vertical speed. Your altimeter, your engine RPM, exhaust and temperatures, your fuel flow, oil pressure, cabin pressure, how much fuel on board. We do have anti-ice systems on the aircraft as well. If you ramble down here, then we have our generators and hydraulic pressures. And these all work, by the way, and they're modelled, which is awesome. Mort says, Murph, if you have a headset connected, be advised ATC will now only be broadcast through the headset. Ah, interesting. But yeah, it is, this thing is fantastic. So, over on this side again, we have this GPS system here. We have a radio nav system in here. And then all our lights and gadgets as well. So we have our transponder mode. I think it's from here. So we'll go 7 from here to me. We'll go 7,000. There's our de-ice and pitos. Put our pitot or pitot heat to on. But as I said, RTFM, there's a huge manual, and I strongly advise you guys read it. So Canopy have a warning. I thought I locked it. That's now unlocked. And that's now locked. Interesting. Oh yeah, look. There we go. Turn off your like testing lights, Murph. I was like, oh my god, I broke it. But we're good. Baddy's here. Good morning to you, dude. And yeah, so if you're going to buy this aircraft from Sim Market, it should be available on the main marketplace in a couple of days or weeks. I don't know how fast it takes Microsoft to kind of put it in there. But if you're buying it from Sim Market, it'll download as a zip file, and then you just drag it into your community folder, and it's good to go. It'll activate itself once it's downloaded, and once you install it, it runs a little installer. And yeah, it was painless for me. Deep Futures in the house. Good morning to you, my dude. Martin Second said, it's a great sound system like this. For me, the engine sounds come through the speakers, the ATC through the headset. It makes for a pretty good experience. Absolutely. Is this the start of Microsoft Flight Sim and the DCS merge? Well, I was reading up on Coronado, and they have committed to bring their entire fleet of aircraft into Microsoft Flight Sim. And some of the DCS aircraft makers, the likes of Milviz and now Indio Fox X, now, in fairness, if I did this at 4 o'clock this morning, I would have woken up the entire town. Because had that have happened, it would have been... Well, you know what would have happened. Anyway. Hi, we're back. I left you in this position. Before the internet kind of said, hey, Murph. We're not done with you yet. So we'll give it a moment just to make sure that everyone rambles back in. Be sure to hit your little refresh button. And we're back live on Twitch as well. So just be sure to hit refresh and we should be alive. I'll even type it in. Painful, Murphy, painful. Right. I left him in this position. So we're going to get ourselves taxied out here. So we're going to turn off the parking brake and add in a little bit of power. I've beeps going all over the place. PC Aviation is in the house. He said, where did you get this from? It's available over on simmarket.com. It'll be soon available over on the official marketplace. So we'll wait and see. So the mirrors, it's not 100% reflection, but obviously it'll indicate if you're, you know, looking at the sky or at the ground. Similar to that on the L319. Isn't it just one of the most prettiest things you've ever seen on a Sunday? Johnny's here. He said, hey, that's not a Mooney. We started working on the Mooney last night, and we said, how can we make the Mooney a little bit better? So we turned it into this machine. Chippy says, the C-172s are going to struggle today. Oh, yes, they will. But it's like, look at the fine little details, even where you plug in the heads-up display. And on the other aircraft, there is a heads-up display. I don't believe it's fully functional. But we'll see. I've set up a couple of different views so we can see around the aircraft. So in terms of its handling and taxiing on the ground, very easy. It's not very giddy. It responds very well. Really looking forward to when they activate the smoke modelling with the particle stuff. Technical says, nice conversion, you were busy. Dangerous Brain says, will you be using that in multiplayer, Murphy? Yes. We're going to have to, because can you imagine the fun we're going to have in this thing? Escorting kind of 747s and aerobatics and air shows and everything else. We're mad to do this. I also did a bit of messing around last night with trying to disappear the nameplates. And you can't bind them to a key, but you can make them go away forever. And then press a key and then they kind of appear forever. So I'm working on that. Tarvu says, hi Murph, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder if anyone will test this plane today. There you are, Tarvu, get a lottery ticket. Where you're able to predict the future. Andy says the hood isn't functional yet. That's okay. This will definitely blow the doors off the pits, absolutely. Gold Ski has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. So when this thing goes for a takeoff, it's fast. Really, Murph? A jet is fast? But it is. So in order to take off in this, it's cool. Because you bring it to a complete stop, hold the brakes, and give it full power, and then let go of the brakes, and it'll launch you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rev up the engines on the outside just so you can hear them, then we'll jump back into the cockpit for our takeoff. So, a quick check on everything before we go. Pinky81 has subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude, and happy Sunday. So, our landing lights should be dropped down with this little gadget down here. There's B. Doesn't look very clear during the day, but certainly at night time it does the job. And these lights here are absolutely fantastic. The pilot modelling, as I said, they look brilliant, don't they? So, we're going to go to full power, and then we'll jump in the cockpit. There's our power set, and we're good to go. We're moving. Airspeed is alive. We can start rotating at 90 knots, and it'll be airborne at about 110. Our little rotation, a little bit of wind to fight with here, but that's okay. We're airborne, positive rate of climb, gear coming up, tapping our toe brakes. That's just because that's what we do. Bring our flaps back in now as well. WB says, sold, going to buy it now. Listen, if you haven't bought any add-ons yet for Microsoft Flight Sim, I recommend this one. It's absolutely fantastic. I paid for it myself, so I'm not kind of biased to anyone's opinion, only that of my own, and I really like it. I am getting a kind of a graphical glitch. If you look at the board, there's kind of this grainy kind of a thing going on. I don't know what that is. It could be my system. But it's absolutely fantastic. Your climb out power here is unbelievable. We'll do a bit of climbing. We're going to get ourselves trimmed out here. Bring the power back just a little bit. Keep everything in the green. We don't, like, you know, shock it. The pitch trim is very nice. It's not as silly sensitive as most other aircraft in Flight Sim. So it's relatively easy to work on. So we're going to go down here, turn off our landing lights. We're finished with them. If we open up our little VFR map, we need to make a bit of a left turn. It has a flight director system in it. I'm not sure if there's an autopilot. I haven't done that much. But it is absolutely fantastic. Cole asks, can you actually jettison the fuel pods? I'm not sure. I have a feeling we're going to find out though. So we go ahead and arm all them. It would appear it's the second on the right. I best not, just in case everything kind of breaks. We'll try it later though. Just before our landing we'll try it. So we're going to stay on this kind of a heading, and as I said, it flies so well. we'll see in terms of aerobatics what we can do. R4M is here. Good, happy Sunday to you, dude. He says, "Hey Murph, how detailed is the jet? Is it study level?" I would always say study level with a pinch of salt. The systems work on it, so far as the starter procedure with the generators, when they actually come alive, depending on the RPM of the engine start. Generator 2 will usually kick off at around 40%, and then the hydraulics will all turn on at the same time, so they are 100% modelled. You can't activate the aircraft without going through a certain cycle of systems. You also need to have your anti-skids, you need to turn on your fuel switches, you need your servos to be turned on, the flaps and the brakes work, the radio communications, which are custom, they work. You have an oxygen system which is modelled and that works. The lights, again, there's a small little caveat on the lights. You can't adjust the strength of the lights. They can either be on or off, but again, it's absolutely fine. There is a transponder built into it. So, you know, study level, it's not far from it. This is definitely not a light version. There's more going on in this thing than there are in most other aircraft. It's really, really nice. So, yeah, we're going to do this now. And we're going to check out some... we're going to play around with this. What do you reckon? Very versatile, very fast to maneuver. Barrel rolls be easy. If that doesn't make you lose your breakfast, especially if you're out having the pints. So we'll go for a negative G pushover just to see what it all looks like. So if we look at our G meter over here, and let's give it a whirl, shall we? It's a negative G pushover. At this stage, we've just reacquainted ourselves with yesterday's dinner. Watch our speed. We'll probably hit a stall. No, it held it. Nice. Double checking the map where we're going. That's grand. This is going to be so much fun to try and figure out in multiplayer. So everything is working that should be working in terms of the angle of attack indicator, the G indicator, altitude, direction, all that good stuff. We'll continue on this heading. But at the moment we're doing 323 knots. This thing be fast, as in like this thing is super fast. So if we were to punch it, we'd probably get up around the 350 knots. Depending on your altitude, that'll give you an idea. Speed wise, I think if it's if you're in the 350s, that's probably Mach 0.82, 83 in and around. So top speed of this is pretty much a fast cruising speed of one of the tube liners, which is amazing. Friendly Fires in the house. Good happy Sunday to you. How are you, my dude? Hope you're keeping very, very well. Johnny says, is Ralph or Huey up front? Ethan Short is here. What's up, Murph? Didn't get the notification for the live. What did I miss and what's happening? As Mark Conway has subscribed. Many thanks, Mark. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Ethan, we're just going to check out the new Aermacchi MB339. It's released from India Foxed Echo. Dougal says, I can't even close the canopy. So you have a button over here for the canopy. This one here, Dougal. Press this little dude first, the canopy will close. Then go over to this guy over here, and then that'll lock the canopy. And we have information and stuff here. So as you can see, it's highly detailed, guys. The texture work on the inside of the aircraft in the cockpit is absolutely amazing. Even all the way down to the pedals, like they have the rustic wear and tear where they should. This little pocket here, usually for maps, you know, or if you're Italian, I suppose the cigarette box, because that's what they do. Landing gear, everything else, you have your silence mode, landing gear, is that modelled? Probably not. Fuel dump, which you have, the master igniter, and then you've jettison and everything else. So, an absolute amazing looking machine. Damien says, do a roll. We've done a roll, but sure, we'll do another one. And we'll go back the other way then, just to show it off. And Bastia has subscribed as well. Many thanks, my dude. So we go to showcase. Is there any? Oh, there are. Nice. We'll go to this camera and we'll do some aerobatics just to kind of show it all off. Franklin has subscribed. Many thanks to you, Franklin. Happy Sunday to you. Warhamster says, it's a good thing I'm a bank robber so I can afford all these add-ons. Well, as I said, if you're going to go for one add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim, I highly, highly recommend this one. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great fun to fly. It's relatively easy to fly. You know, like if I can do it, there's absolutely no reason why you guys can't. If you have a yoke, it might be a little bit tricky, but certainly with a joystick, it's absolutely fine. Unfortunately, albeit there is smoke built into the aircraft system itself, it's not yet modelled on Microsoft's Flight Simulator. Which is a little bit of a bummer, but it will be done soon. Doesn't it look absolutely fantastic? Cloud Chaser has subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude. An aircraft like this tipping around Ireland, what a sight to behold. Mark Pendleton is here. He says, where did you get the plane from? It's available over on simmarket.com. Simon says, with a review as good as this, I'm surprised the SimMarket server hasn't crashed already. Well, they released it at midnight last night, and it took me about 20 minutes to actually get a download of it. So I imagine a lot of people have downloaded this. It's going to be a super popular aircraft, and I'm really looking forward to some of the custom liveries that are going to be done for it. Someone can make this into a Silver Swallows, and they're going to have my heart for the next 6 to 12 months. But it is, it's great fun. Andy says, gone are the days of the TBM speed kings and queens. Yes, we reckon they're going to be beaten. So there is quite kind of, you know, there's a bit of a conversion list you guys are going to have to work off, mainly from the speed indicator and also your altimeter and the basic behavior of the aircraft itself. So the dials and switches and everything, they're very different to probably what you're used to. Now it's grand. So your oxygen flow, you'll see that thing moving. If I turned off the oxygen, which is located right here, that'll stop moving. And that lets the pilot know you're out of oxygen. If you turn it back on, it starts moving again. And the sound, thanks to one of our dudes in the chat that said, Murph, turn on your headphone mode. That's why it's grand and quiet in here. Not so much out here. And like the gas thing is, the aircraft itself, it's old. It was developed in the 70s, did I say? Pepper says, would you consider doing a multiplayer formation flight in this, Murph? Absolutely, yes, I would. Black Knight 344 is in the house. Good day to you, sir. He says, oh yes, spin it. For you, Black Knight, of course. It's a howl a minute, this thing. So we're heading towards Shannon. I wonder how well landing is going to be. The top ceiling of the aircraft, I need to look it up, but it'll be high. I imagine it's into the high 30s. I could be wrong. Take it down to 50 feet, says Chris. Ooh, well, we will when we're landing. Mark Pendleton advises India Fox Echo, the MB339 for Microsoft Flight Sim, is €24. It is nice and cheap. Ross Cudd is here. He says, oh, they have a repay template in it. So soon will be liveries. Cool. So they've actually included their own paint kit with the aircraft. That's fantastic. Chris Long says, do a Cobra. Chris, you may educate me in the way of aerobatics. We're heading towards Shannon at a massive rate of knots. Indeed we are. We're at 319, so if you want to know a digital readout of your current speed, it'd be here. And also in here. So your Mach meter is on the inside here, so we're at 0.5. Would that be right? I think we're at 0.5. Maximum speed is coming up on 400 knots. All the way down here, then we have our G meter. Current G is at 0. However, if we do a pull up or a gentle push down, you can see them moving. Also, your trim indicator is up here, nose up or nose down. That's just your normal clock, as in time of day. Your speed brake indicator, your flaps indicator. This is all to do with your Jettison. Don't go messing with that in case I break it. Down here, then, you have your flight director system. So you can set the heading. I've yet to figure out the autopilot. So I wonder if I set this here to, let's say 220 degrees. No, let's say 230 degrees. Heading. And alt hold. I'm sure there's a way you can actually activate that. I just haven't figured it out yet. Light slope, radio nav, or heading. Ah, so it'll follow your GPS. So if we have a look down here. Okay, so it's given us some information. But I reckon we'll figure this out in time. But certainly for the moment, it's just great fun to fly. Right, Mark, where are you going? We're heading for Shannon. Daniel says, try to do a level roll with the objective to lose as less altitude as possible. Yeah, so again, this is where kind of your own bit of training is going to come in. So if you look at your attitude indicator and your vertical speed indicator, depending on the trim of your aircraft, if you're climbing or descending, if you want to do a level roll, it's all about speed. So we're pitching up, now we're pitching down, pitching up again. We can use our rudders to help us. But that was just abysmal, Murph. You've made a complete hames of it. Practice is definitely going to make perfect on this one. So we're moving in at a decent rate of knots. Froggy Frog is here. He says, does it have any weapons? No, weapons not modelled yet. It does have the pods on the aerobatic model. That's for your smoke systems. Daniel M says, what's 330 knots in miles per hour? So 1 knot is equal to 1 statute mile, or 1.15 statute miles. So it's very close to kind of 480 to 500 miles per hour. Giuseppe says it doesn't have an autopilot, only a flight director for training. Gotcha. Service ceiling is 48,000 feet. Nice. Okay, so we're very high. We're going to start a descent here now towards Shannon. And we do have a speed brake as well. We can go ahead. We'll go outside and I'll show you the speed brake in action. And it's very functional because you can see our speed bleeding off fairly quickly. Dino says it does have an autopilot. The flight director is for manual flight guidance. Aha! Jack Duncan's here. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Dino 7474. By the way, I am the man. Yes, you are, Dino. It's a really, really nice aircraft. It sounds great, it looks great, it flies great. It's priced great. Kingsman9965 says greetings from Liverpool. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Greetings from Tipperary in Ireland. Aha, Dino7474. By the way, I'm the main developer of Indio Foxed Echo. Well, Dino, you're very welcome along. Kudos and congratulations for this amazing aircraft. Where's the autopilot? That would be handy. Then I can kind of relax about things for a while. There's Shannon ahead of us. We'll fix our trim here as we can see the airport inside. We're going to go down here now and turn on our landing lights. Speed is good, around 190 knots. 100%, yeah, Dino. This is a fantastic plane, dude. Dangerous Brian just put in a link to where you can pick this aircraft up from. It's over to Sim Market. Be sure to check it out in there. So, typical Murphy. I'm not exactly flying it by the numbers. Many thanks for the donation, Cole. Really appreciate that, my dude. Mal Walters here says, hi, Murph, I like your new toy. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So let's see, can we see a gear animation? Very nice. So landing gear is indicated by our 3 green lights. We're hitting a outer marker here now as well. Keep an eye on our speed. We're about 170 knots here now. We have a master caution, probably to do with our speed. There's 140 knots. Sergio Aguilera is in the house. Happy Sunday. Matthias says, how did you set up the cameras? There's a video tutorial over on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's the complete setup for Microsoft Flight Sim, and I go through setting up the cameras. Now, landing this thing is not as easy as you might think. Tarvis says, just reading the manual to this plane and it explains everything. Absolutely. It's a very comprehensive manual. It's in a PDF that's included with the aircraft. It goes through so much, which is always great to see when a developer takes the extra time to include such a thing. We're holding 133 knots. Andy Miller's here. He says hi from Cardiff. Hello, Andy. I hope you're keeping very well, dude. So this will be Murphy's first time putting this thing down. Don't break it. Okay, bleed off a bit of speed here. That's called a float, Murph. You hate to see it. There's contact on the back. Contact on the front. Keep it on the centre line. There's all our wheels down. Right, using a bit of manual braking. Finish with our flaps now. Finish with our speed brake. And for the first time in Shannon, we can actually use the taxiways. Many thanks for the subscribe there, Matthias. I hope you're enjoying yourself so far. Oh, welcome to Shannon. We'll go and put our taxi lights on. Finish with our landing lights. As we taxi in, we'll do the typical Italian thing. We'll just open the canopy. Keep our speed nice and low. I remember the Fugas used to do this because like they get very hot, and I don't think air conditioning was kind of thought of for creature comforts. Dino says, thanks for the appreciation, guys. No autopilot in the 339 as in the real world. It'll be available soon on the Flight Sim store and Orbex. The Microsoft store will take a while. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. It'll be on Orbex as well. But hats off to you, Dino. This is a remarkable airplane. You've done an absolute cracking job here, dude. And I can't wait for Microsoft to come along and get these guys working.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Ryan D. Walker has become a member. Many thanks, Ryan. Really appreciate that, my dude. Giuseppe says, canopy with canopy open is forbidden, but you can open it partially. Aha! Yeah, we'll keep our speed down. It was just slightly faster than walking speed. Kingsman9965 says, good landing. Pure fluke, my dude. Click on the hook on the canopy frame. Okay, 1 second now. So we have a canopy frame. It says click on the hook. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Would that be classed as partially opening? We don't know. But we'll go ahead and lock it. There we go. There's the little warning lights off. Now, Shannon Airport looking a little bit on the quiet side. We do have a Shamrock sitting over there. Aer Lingus A320. Johnny looks like he's going to be the man. Park it in here for the moment. We'll get it shut down and we'll open it up then to the multiplayer. If you guys want to join us, if anyone else has the jet, you're more than welcome to join us. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn on our parking brake. We're finished with our taxi lights. Engine limiters, leave all them alone for the moment. We're finished with our GPS. Nav lights are all okay on that side. Anti-skid, engines, all that kind of good stuff is fine. Fuel transfer, anti-skid, fuel shut-off valve. Go ahead and lock our controls. Unlock the canopy again. Go for an open. And without following any sort of a procedure, we'll just shut it down. And that's it. Isn't it absolutely fantastic? Really, really like the modelling. It sounds great and it flies absolutely superly duper. It's cool. Dougal says, what server are we going to go on? We'll probably go on the North Europe one, just to be kind of different. Face cam back on for the dramatic effect. Hello. Right, so we're going to restart this machine here. And we'll jump over to this screen. Almost like magic, he can do that. So a big shout out to everyone in the chat, including Dino, who's here, the developer of this aircraft, who's most welcome. Now's your chance, guys, if you have questions. You won't have to listen to Murph waffle. You'll get to hear it from Dino's mouth. Metal Moss says, anyone open to fly with you? Absolutely. We have 3 rules. We have 4 rules now. The first rule is, don't be an idiot. The second one is, don't use custom liveries from outside of the official marketplace. And don't use aircraft outside of the official marketplace, unless, of course, it's this jet. That's quite okay. And no airliners. Because they tend to tank everyone else's frames. We tend to attract a big posse of people. Oh, and a big shout out to Giuseppe as well. Also worked on the development of this amazing aircraft. You guys are very, very welcome along. Rent Free is here. He says the same devs made the Long EZ, which is really nice too. Yeah, I'm going to check out that one soon as well. Dazza says, I'll get this downloaded in the next 30 minutes. Absolutely, guys. This absolutely gets the Two-Tone Murphy seal of approval. So much so, I'm streaming on a Sunday. That is the day of rest. But it is fantastic. And just to be clear, on clarity, I purchased this aircraft myself. I'm not sponsored in any way. And like I always tell you guys, if I come across something I think is fantastic, I'll share it with you. If I come across something that's not, well, I'll keep it to myself. But this aircraft is absolutely fantastic. If you're on the fence about picking up add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim and you haven't done so yet, this should be your first. It's amazing. What server or airport are we at? Asks Rent Free. So it'll be on the North Europe server. Airport is Echo India November, which is Shannon Airport in the County Clare in Ireland. The airport I'm using is a modified one, mainly with the taxiways, but feel free to spawn yourself on a runway. Otherwise you'd be kind of taxiing off-road. It gets nuts. Joe Blow Photo says, Laters, there's a roast dinner calling. I wouldn't say no to a roast dinner. Will there be gravy? Nick Price has just subscribed. Many thanks, Nick. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Gabriel Dillon says, been a year since I was paid in work. Starting work tomorrow. I can already see where my money is going. Dougal McTavish says it's it's a stunning add-on. It really is stunning. Mrs. Two-Tone just texted me there, you're not getting a roast dinner. Well, we tried, guys, we tried. So, as I said, hang on, turn this on so you can see what I'm doing. I knew it was one of them buttons. I drank coffee, we're all shaky. Anyway, so you get 2 types of the aircraft. You get this one here, which is in the aerobatic display team colors, or indeed you get this one. So if we jump, actually, hang on now Murph, if you go into here and then into the hangar and disappear me for the moment, and we'll put back on our cheesy 80s music. If we change the aircraft over to the military trainer, which would be this one. The artwork is fantastic. The modelling is absolutely top-notch. I love what you guys done with the pilots. It just adds that extra bit of immersion and realism. I feel the need for speed. Autocat says, wait, this is a great track. Indeed. We'll go through some of the liveries, shall we? This is the factory produced one. If you wanted to rock up to Aermacchi and say, how are you? Are a chance I can buy one of these? So we'll look at some of the military variants. Can I get a ooh, ah?
Hey, good buddy.
Pixel Sean TV is now following. Many thanks to you, my dude. Happy Sunday. Oz Flight Simmer is in the house. Good day to you, Shane. I hope you're keeping very well. Many thanks to Cameraman Pug is now following. Happy Sunday to everybody. You can just kind of feel the vibes off this one. We'll check out another one, shall we? Keep the oohs and ahs coming. The artwork is superb, absolutely. Look at that. Osplay Simmer says, talk to me, Goose. All the Top Gun innuendos, and they're just going to start. Your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. You guys are dangerous. Pixel Sean says, saw your vid on YouTube of Donegal and Ireland. Thought I'd check it out. This looks awesome. Well, you're very welcome. Mark O'Gorman is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, Mark. He says, Top Gun, two-toed Murph. That's right, Iceman. I'm dangerous. Check out one from the UAE. Moss says, will you be using this in multiplayer? I will from time to time. Hang on. I need to check something. I think I've noticed something. If we go back to the Italians. Hang on. The level of detail is stunning. Like, everywhere from the pilots' uniforms, you know, the jumpsuits, the helmets. Incredible. That's a beautiful livery as well. And the detail they've gone into, absolutely fantastic. Let's check out one of the Argentinian Armada aircraft. Very nice. Oswald Zimmer says, evening all, just dropping by for a quick second. Had to check out this sexy beast. Shane, I've been looking at your real world flying videos. They're fantastic, dude. Looks like a whole lot of fun. What's the bumpiness like when you're actually flying? Because I imagine this time of the year probably isn't as bad with bumps and turbulence and stuff. Or is it quite bumpy up there? And let's check out the Royal Malaysian Air Force. So David Paladin says, the cheesy 80s music made this activity all the more awesome. Simon Bevan says, when top developers show us work like this, it makes my mind boggle at the potential for the future in this sim. Absolutely. Shane says, just need to pick your day. I can imagine. Many thanks, Kevin, for the subscribe, my dude. Happy Sunday to you. Ollie Shutter is here. He says, hi Murph, loved the group flight down south the other day. When's the next one? Probably tomorrow, Monday. Dan Fior says, it's proper sexy. Got Butter Collie says, now it's time to buzz the tower. I know, right? Absolutely fantastic work here, guys, on the aircraft. And then we'll, of course, jump into the aerobatics one. Look at that. Own 593 is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, dude. Rodrigo says, this is the best livery. It is absolutely amazing looking. We're going to go with this one. So, we're going to start off here on the ground over in Shannon Airport. Echo India November. Let's jump in here. Let's zoom in for the dramatic effect. Let's see here now. So, guys, you'll see about the little icon. It has kind of like the plug and the star. That's an indication to say that I'm using custom scenery here. There is a link for this particular custom airport over on Discord, if you guys want to check it out. Oz Flight Simmer says, gotta run, Murph, have a great stream. You can be my wingman anytime. You could be mine. Have a great day, Shane. Many thanks for stopping by, my dude. Don't forget, guys, Oz Flight Simmer, huge YouTuber with a whole load of flight simulation content. Be sure to check out his channel. I'm sure I don't need to introduce you to Oz Flight Simmer, but just in case you haven't come across him before, be sure to check him out. We'll drop in a link there shortly. So we were roughly here. We're going to set that as our departure. If you guys don't have this airport, you can just spawn on a runway. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's organized chaos. We're not going to pick a particular flight plan. We're just going to go flying. I reckon we're going to head north towards Donegal to see what we can see. It's a 35-minute flight in this plane. That's nuts. It's like an hour and something with what we're used to flying. So for the multiplayer options, many thanks Dan Artley, who has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. So we're going to go to all players. That's the first thing you do. Second thing, turn off your air traffic. And weather and time, we can change that around if we wish. Sir David Paladin has subscribed. Many thanks, Sir David. The weather. So I'm using the Soulfly presets, which are nice. The real world weather in Ireland isn't bad either, but we're going to stick with calm winds. If you go up to your gamer tag, you can then select what server you want to use. We're going to go on to the North Europe one. No particular reason, that's just what we're going to do. And of course, the time of day, we'll keep that live. Local time in Ireland is 14:09 hours. If we go back into our aircraft, we'll just tank up the fuel here, shall we? That'll do. And we're going to hit the fly button. As the sim loads up, and we're just waiting for it. It won't take long. Alison says, where are we heading? We're going to head up to Donegal from Shannon. Andy Henderson says, can you go through the cold and dark startup slowly? I'm going to try it for the first time. Sure, I'll give it a shot. Steve 35 is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. So David says the aerobatics version of it could use some hot rod red, don't you think, Murph? It's only a matter of time before there's a Red Arrows version. And if any of you guys are gifted in the sorcery that is aircraft repaints, if you can make a Silver Swallows one for me, well, I'll light a candle and pray to it every night for your continued success. So cruise speed 280 knots, maximum altitude 48,000 feet, endurance 3 hours, and range 950 nautical miles. That's pretty awesome. We have some people here. Right, I'm going to turn off the nameplates. And let's hope there's no issues caused by crashing. It's a sim issue, not an aircraft issue. We're getting a little bit of chop, but hopefully it's all right. Right, okay, so to talk us through how we're going to start this machine up. So when you hop into the aircraft, you'll notice that the canopy is open, which is fine. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to turn on the battery. And the battery is located down here on the right hand side. So we'll turn on the battery master switch. And we're also going to turn on our generators. You will hear sounds. It's just I have the headphone mode turned on, so they're turned down a little bit. Next thing, we want to get some lights up and running, just to let people know on the ground that the aircraft is now active. We'll turn on our beacon and our nav lights. Again, these lights, the instrument lights, they do work. There's a limitation, mainly with the sim, that they just, you can't adjust the strength of them. But it's absolutely fine. They do work, and they work very, very well, especially at nighttime. So fear not. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to turn on our master ignition switch and the engine limiter. Turn them to on. Fuel shut-off valve can go to open. And we want to close this guy here as well for our servos. Also, then we're going to turn on some radios. So we get our COM 1 and COM 2 up and running. Manual. Anti-skid, we can probably turn it on after the engine. But we will turn it on. So at that stage, we're pretty much ready to go. There is a fuel lock on it. I've noticed if you have mixture binded to a axis, your mixture will actually unlock the throttle. So I'm going to keep mine locked for the moment until we get a good start on the engine. And then usually once you see the RPMs ticking over, once we get up to kind of around 10% or so, it'll be power on. Or as Dougal says, I cheated. I just hit Control and E. You could do that also. Joseph is in the house. Good evening or good afternoon to you. Happy Sunday. Pixel Sean says, I'm a couple of miles from Aldergrove. Cool. But yeah, so ready to start. Let's start. You can hear the clicking and all the wonderful sounds. The RPM starting to move here. And as it rises, we'll, as I said, move the mixture. That'll now give us our throttle power. You'll notice that the generators will activate once the RPM gets to a certain level. 25% for the first one. Keep watching our RPMs. There's a generator coming online. That in itself is going to activate the hydraulics. And as the RPM rises a little bit further, you'll see the second generator activate, which is there. Our engines are now running. All that is good. We'll turn our anti-skid to on. Now I think I'm okay leaving the master ignition switch on or off. Joseph Nanja it looks like, but hello to you my dude, I hope you're keeping well. We have our Canopy Warning light. Now it is possible there's someone not in the group who's in the big jet behind us, but that's okay. We're also going to retract our speed brake and bring our flaps back in. We're now going to go for a close on our canopy. We're going to press this little button over here. That brings the canopy into place. And we need to lock the canopy, which is this button here. You'll see this slide forward, and that should get rid of the light here, which it does. We're now also going to turn on our oxygen systems. We're now live, and you'll see the oxygen indicator moving. That's letting us know that everything is working. We can go ahead and reset our directional and barrel. Taxi light can come on. So quick check down here, make sure everything's fine. Last but not least, we're going to turn on our GPS. Now we have some anti-ice and pitot switches here. We can turn them on. And I think that's pretty much it. So, with that said, parking brake coming off. We'll drop our flaps into the takeoff position, as was their wont. We're just going to taxi our way out over to the active runway. The CJ4 is appearing as an A330, it looks like. Rent-free says, the long EZ is definitely worth it. The rudders don't work independently as they should to air brake, but it's an awesome plane nonetheless. I think that, again, that's a limitation with the sim. Dan is saying, Murph, the CJ4 is showing up as a big airliner. Should I change? Yeah, I don't know. No, leave it there, dude. We can practice flying around you in formation. Provided no one else is having any terrible frames, I say we should be okay. Look at all these beautiful looking jets. This is going to be epic. Right. Taxi on, Murph. Tuga says, don't follow me, guys. I'm lost already. Follow Murphy. He has an idea of where he's going. The airport code is Echo India November November. Rent Free says I'm getting 43 FPS right now. That's good. They're such a beautiful looking jet though. Great idea to go with this aircraft, guys. And I don't know, like, I don't know how easy or not easy or how long it takes to develop such an aircraft. I am aware that the devs have this for DCS and over on X-Plane as well, I believe. But if you guys could do a Fuga Magister, a CM170, I think it is, a CM170 Fuga Magister. Dougal says, Murphy's showing up in a prop for me. Oh dear. The old generic models. Again, a limitation of the sim. But we're okay. So we'll taxi on out here. If you guys don't have the custom made airport or the custom edited airport, this would be quite bumpy. Alison says, I see Murphy in a Mooney. It depends, I suppose. If you don't have this aircraft, well then the sim is just going to try and put you in an aircraft you do have. Hello. Now, the runway here at Shannon is absolutely massive. We don't need to back taxi. We're just going to turn out here to our right hand side and we're going to blast off. So quick check, our flaps are set. We're going to put our transponder onto VFR because we're kind of half mad like that. VFR code for most of Europe is 7000, unlike 1200 over in the States. Ground speed is about 13 knots, it's not too bad. So we'll see if we do kind of a multi-takeoff. So we'll spin left to spin right, if you know what I mean. If everyone does the same, I'll go forward enough just so there should be enough room behind us. Cole says, weird, I think 7000 is military in the US. Interesting. Ourselves way over on one side of the runway here. It'll be interesting to see how the TBM keeps up with this. And that'll probably do it. Right, so we're going to sit tight with our brakes on, make sure there's plenty of time for the guys to catch up. Ian Bennett says, Murph, I've poured hours and hours into fixing up this airport. Absolutely buzzing to see everyone here. Well, Ian Bennett, you have done fantastic work. Guys, be sure to ramble over to our Discord. You'll see a link there that Ian has dropped in for updating the this airport of Shannon. Hey, how's it going? Look at this. Well, if this isn't going to be a screenshot, I don't know what is. Cue the shameless cue. Okay. Let's see what happens. Warhamster says, let's do the Wild Atlantic way. We gotta buzz the tower. Buzz it like half a dozen times. Now we're just allowing everyone to get into position. Okay. So they're not actually Airbuses. I think they're the Cessna Citations. But we won't worry about that. Okay, guys, so how we do this is press and hold your tow brakes. We'll spool the engines up. And we'll hold them. You can see it sinking in. We're all doing the same. And brakes off. Run away! Run away! So we start rotating at 90 knots. We will be airborne at 110. There she be. Positive rate of climb and indicated gear coming in. Tapping the toe brakes. We're finished with our flaps here as well. They can come in. Hello, fireflies. Okay, bring our power back into the greens. Try and trim ourselves out here. Rip. Okay, so we want to be heading north. 275 knots is an easy cruise for this aircraft. We'll try and get ourselves trimmed out here. About there. Colt says it probably idles at about 275, depending on your power setting. Darkwater Collie says, and the flying circus is airborne. Never has the flying circus term been more true. Oh yeah. Jonathan says, thanks so much for making these, they're so cool. I agree. They're fantastic. Got a Splash 23 is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Jonathan says you're an inspiration. Many thanks, my dude. But hats off to the developers. India Foxed Echo. Absolutely amazing work. Many thanks, got a splash. Are we liking the music? It kind of works, doesn't it? It had to be done. Peak has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Sunday to you. We're flying over kind of the Shannon region of County Clare. We're going to make our way up north over Donegal. That's Shannon Airport down there to our left-hand side. The length of that runway designated Shannon Airport as a backup to the space shuttle. Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby. Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. Pete Lafford is now following over on Twitch. Many thanks, my dude. Battlecat says my airspeed is not working. Make sure you have your pitot heat turned on, which is this guy right here. Depending on your weather settings, it could be frozen. Alright guys, we're going to buzz the tower. It's got to be done, right? approaching the tower. Look at me go! Wendy, I can fly! Oh, we're inbound. Consider the tower buzzed. Ah, these things are too much fun. Okay, so we're going to turn on heading to the north. It's definitely buzzed. Murphy, I hope the official marketplace aircraft you're flying, you know the rules. Jerry, this is the exception to the rule. Keen Leffert says, I came onto the stream expecting to see a Cessna going past the Eiffel Tower or something like that. Then I joined and my ears were blown out by an engine. Kenneth says, Murph, you should get a commission for the sales of 339s. Matty at B77 is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Sunday. Hey, good buddy. So our heading should be fairly spot on now. Very subtle changes, bit of light coming in, blinding us. We're blinded. As we say goodbye to the Shannon region. There's the Burren. Show off. Matthew says hello and happy Sunday from Dublin. Lovely to hear an Irish accent on Twitch. Well, hello and happy Sunday from Tipperary. You're very welcome, Matthew. Happy Sunday to you indeed. Jonathan says, Murph, have you ever flown a Cessna 172? I have. Rodrigo Pichari says, Formation Flight. Oh yeah. Flight Pack is here. He says, what server are you guys on? We're on the North Europe server. Oh, DZM is here. Where did you get this jet? It's available over on Sim Market. It was developed by India Foxed Echo. Absolutely fantastic aircraft. Many thanks, Jonathan. What's your nearest airport ahead? So as we're coming up this neck of the woods, we're going to have Galway. If you want to take off from Echo India Charlie Mike, if you want to join us. We're pretty much heading straight up the road, all the way up to Donegal. They'll think they're under attack. There's an invasion inbound. Let's try a bit of this, shall we? Flying Raccoon is in the house. Many thanks for the follow, Flying Raccoon. So if you're looking for the headphone mode, jump into your options. Go down to sound. And then you'll see it, I think it's the first option. Click it over to headphones. It'll simulate a headphone mode. We're approaching 10,000 feet here. Many thanks for the host, Matthew. Welcome to everyone from Matthew's stream. You're all very welcome along. Happy Sunday to you. You join us in this thing. Some very tidy formation flying indeed. Boomer Sim Pilot says, how much runway does this plane need? Good question. I need to double check. David Dunford says, good looking bird. Morning from Minneapolis. Good morning to you, David. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're keeping very, very well. Michael Van Niekerk. Can't wait to buy this plane. It looks awesome. It absolutely is fantastic. So from a systems point of view, it's very good. From the modeling and the sounds, and it flies. This thing is a masterpiece. And I'm super excited because this is India Foxed Echo's first aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim, and already these guys have raised the bar of how to make planes. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're still climbing nicely here. We're up on 12,500 feet. We're going to try and level off here as best we can. Speed is at 237 knots. See if we can get ourselves somewhat level. Chippy says, I'm all iced up. Oh dear. Jerry B says 1.6 gigabytes needed for the install of the aircraft. Come on, Murph, you can do better than that trimming out an airplane. We want to keep it at 12,500, which is super high. That'll kind of do us. How's it looking outside now? Very nice! I like! India Fox Echo made the Rutan Long EZ as well for Flight Sim. It came out 3 days ago. They did. That's the mad looking plane with a prop on the back. I must check that one out as well. So correction, this is their second aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim, but to have 2 aircraft coming out together, it's fantastic. And you know, similar to that of Carenado, they both, you know, they pushed out 2 aircraft relatively close together. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. It's only if you hit join that you have to pay, as Thurstmaster Gold is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Yeah, guys, so when it comes to liking or subscribing, that's all free, and that's all that's required. Paid memberships aren't, they're not in any way a necessity of this stream. If you guys feel the need, well then I'm very grateful, but otherwise no, I'd rather see you guys spend your few dollar monies and well, buy the likes of these add-ons so we can all go flying together. Your very presence and company here in the chat and watching this, that's what I look for, that's what I hope for, and yeah. That's why we're here. Pilot Pili says, how was the rugby? Hey Pilot Pili, happy Sunday to you. Yeah, so I went to stream early this morning and we woke up at 4 o'clock and there was no electricity. Then I came back on, but we'd no internet. And it's only been up and running since around 10 o'clock or so. So Mrs. Two-Tone is away watching the rugby. The replay. No spoilers. But we'll find out shortly. Colonel Fork 85 is in the house. He says, there's always one. Top of the morning to you, Colonel Fork. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. We're just enjoying the brilliance that is this aircraft. Not the last leg. No, we're just heading up to Donegal, Echo India Delta Lima. We do have some low mountains ahead. Pilot Pili wants to do some sightseeing. Sure, why not? Now, let's see if we can organise some sort of some sort of a turn. So what we want to do, that's actually a CJ4, but it's modeled as like, it looks like an A330 or something like that. So what we're going to do, if we all brake hard right and down, well, it's pretty much half a barrel roll and then down we go. What do you reckon? So how you're going to know, because I know there's a time delay between obviously the stream and what you guys are seeing and so on and so forth. So basically I'm going to do a wing wave, and once I do a wing wave you guys will know that's a sign to start our maneuver. Do we all got that? So to be clear, it's going to be a bank hard down to your right. So it's going to be a barrel roll, get inverted, and then get down low. Okay? Let's see if this works. Awesome. It worked. Ian Bennett says, Murph, do you have generic models enabled? Turn them off to see the proper models. Problem is, if I do that, the sim has a fierce habit of crashing. So we'll try not to break the immersion too much. Solvain is here. He says, hi, can other players see your aircraft in game while not having purchased? So they'll see a different type of aircraft. They will see me, but they won't see the actual aircraft. Shouldn't that have been fixed in patch 4 though? Murph asked Mort II. Nope, it's still there. It's super bumpy along here. So we're at about 252 knots, hanging around 5,000 feet. We're pretty much kind of going the right direction. Elmobai says, where did you pick up the mod? So it's a paid add-on. It's available over on simmarket.com, made by India Foxed Echo. It's about €24. It's absolutely fantastic. Top Tier Fish says FS 2020 crashes are more of a feature than a bug. Ethan Farrell says, can you imagine Microsoft Flight Sim in the next 2 years? It'll be super. It just will. Qualum says, there's Murph fixing himself an espresso in the Aermacchi. Chris Bacon asks, any GA today, Murph? We'll see. We'll have a GA tomorrow, defo. Simon Bevan says, Murph, have you decided whether Monday's stream will be in this jet? Should I buy and practice more before tomorrow? The flight route I have tomorrow is going to include some paid sceneries. I want to check out 2 airports. I want to check out Saint-Tropez and also Florence. We'll see about aircraft. Not sure yet. Frank Clark says, is it me or are your flights not logged anymore? Didn't come across it. Pilot Peely says the Mac Loop now comes to mind over in Scotland, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that'd be fun. So we're heading up in the direction of Westport in County Mayo. And we'll fly up along the coast over to Donegal. On the west coast of Ireland here, looking out onto the Atlantic Ocean. A couple of thousand nautical miles that direction. And you'll see the United States. Pilot Beatty says the Mac Loop is in Wales. Ah, gotcha. Is it up by Snowdonia, over that neck of the woods? It's kind of odd looking, but look, you can see the reflections. There's something on the way. Something. So, quick check on our systems, shall we? RPM is decent. Temperatures are in the green. Are plenty of fuel. Nothing in our tip tanks, but our main tanks are full. Or near enough to it. Oil pressure is good. Cabin pressure is okay. Generators are working. Hydraulic pressures are all in the green. Speed brakes and flaps are all in. Time of day. Angle of attack. Our trim setting. Landing lights are turned off. Oxygen is on. Radio communications are on. Our lights on. De-icers. Transponder. DOR. GPS. Keen Lefford says, only 347 days to log day. This is a super, super fun aircraft. Even with this guy. like an escort flight to the Airbus. So far, so good. We got 213 days until the Eurovision, says Keen. Can't wait. No. Keen says, no, it's fake news. I told you lies. It's only 212 days to the Eurovision. I'm embarrassed. That's okay, Keen. We won't hold it against you for long. Al George says, I saw that Orbex are making my local airport, Gothenburg. Nice, dude. So if you're joining us a little bit late into the stream, we're in India Fox Echo Visual Simulations rendition of the Aermacchi MB339. It's a military jet trainer, light attack aircraft designed and manufactured by the Italian aviation company Aermacchi. The MB339 was developed during the 1970s in response to an Italian Air Force requirement that sought a replacement for the service of existing Aermacchi MB326s. Its design was derived from that of the MB326, and rather than a new design, and thus the two aircraft share considerable similarities in terms of their design. Aermacchi had found that the MB339 is capable of satisfying all of the specified requirements while being the most affordable option. The maiden flight of this aircraft took place on the 12th of August 1976. Its first production aircraft were delivered 2 years later. Roughly half of all MB339s entered service with the Italian Air Force, while the remainder have been sold to various export customers. As well as being used for training, the type is also flown by the Frissi Tricolori. That's a way to butcher that name, but basically the Italian Air Force's aerobatic display team. The type has been used in combat by both the Eritrean Air Force during the Eritrea-Ethiopian War of 1998 and 2000, and the Argentinian Naval Aviation during the Falklands War of 1982. In both conflicts, the MB339 was typically flown as an attack aircraft. Couple of screenshots there, Murph. So we're making good old time here. We ramble up towards Donegal. Pastor says we had a lot of MB326s here as trainers For the transition to the old Mirages. Cool. So, I mean, as you can see from the aircraft, it's visually stunning. You know, it's everything in it. Textures are great. The modelling work is fantastic. Oh, we forgot to open that little pin. Or did we? There we go. Have all these nice reflections here on the canopy as well. Beautiful. Osprey Simon says, Murph, can you tell me about the autopilot? Is there an autopilot? I don't think there is. So you have a flight director, which is more for training, but as per the real aircraft, there isn't an actual autopilot in it. That's quite okay, Oz. I've been called many things before, dude. Erf, Lurf, or Gurf. Either of those are befitting. I wonder, can we kind of slide into the back seat? That's what she said. Just have a look here. I imagine, though, if they went to the trouble of detailing all of this, then you'd have an FPS issue. The view is nice from here. Keen Lefford says, the casual simmer will say, yeah, this is cool. Murphy says, look at the reflections. Hello, Donegal. Sleeve League Viewpoint. That's what this area here is called. Absolutely stunning scenery. It's gonna get loud. You guys are dangerous. So if that didn't, you know, make you feel like you want to get rid of your breakfast, well, I don't know what will. Loving the 80s action music, really fitting to the flight, says Oz Flight Simmer. It just does. You guys are dangerous. But, it's such a fun plane just to kind of throw it around the place. So danger close as we approach Donegal. Going to be making a left turn here. We ramble further north up the coast. Yeah, the scenery here. The poor people from Donegal won't have a clue what hit them. We'll ramble up this way, up towards Carrick Finn. That's right, Murph. We're dangerous. Again, a big, massive hats off to the developer of this, India Foxed Echo. You guys have done an amazing job with this aircraft. It's it looks great, sounds great, flies great, and the price is very great. It's more Hot Shots than Top Gun. Many thanks to Gavin for the subscription. You're welcome aboard, my dude. Happy Sunday. Brian Clark says, it's not a plane for sightseeing, is it, Murph? Well, I will say the canopy is fantastic, so your viewpoint is actually amazing. And it's fast. So I suppose, you know, if we were to put on the sales rep voice for Aermacchi, the Aermacchi 339 can be yours for just 125. No, what would be the price? For $2 million. Take the family, store them in the fuel pods, bring them on flights all around the world. It's great for Sunday days out. Could you imagine? Arrive in style in the new Aermacchi 339. Yours for just $2 million. Orlando Aviator is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. So we're approaching Donegal, and over this neck of the woods we have Mount Errigal and Donegal Airport, which is one of the handcrafted airports available in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is just over there. Absolutely fantastic. Hey. David Griffiths has just subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude. And Gavin just before that. So a quick check on what's happening. Speed is at 244 knots. We want to stop our climbing here now. So we're going to try and do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to try and get landed first and then set the cameras up and watch you guys land. And trying to land in these jets ain't as easy as you think. Sir David Paladin says, Murph, do you use face tracking? I have Track IR. And it's no good if I'm streaming because of a whole load of lights and stuff set up and it interferes with it. But I have used Track IR in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's fantastic. Great way to be flying. You're not worried about kind of moving around like this. It's so smooth and fluid. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. So, oh, mind the sun reflections there. So there be the airport. We're going to fly up past it and then do a southerly approach. I was actually up this neck of the woods not too long ago. And if you guys ever get the chance to come to little old Ireland, this region must be on your list. Not the easiest place to get to, but in terms of the visuals that you get up here, and although the sim is doing its best, nothing beats the real world. It's absolutely beautiful up this neck of the woods. Happy Mount Errigal over there. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get landed first, get the aircraft on the ground, play the corny music, and as we'll all have a laugh as you try to, like, I don't know, not explode as you land. Andy 10R is now following. Many thanks for the follow, my dude. Happy Sunday to you. Orlando, you have a great stream, my dude. Enjoy yourself. Andy says, anytime, good sir. Ian Bennett says, you got to buzz the tower first, Murph. Brent Free says, I didn't have too much difficulty landing earlier, but now the pressure is on. Pressure is for tires. We got this. You can do it. Right, so power coming right back. Get ourselves slowed right down. Go ahead and turn on our landing light. Runway 21, correct. Gabriel says EIDL voted the second most scenic approach in the world. I think it was voted the first one, Gabriel. At least that's what the sign said up there. We'll get our speed right down as we continue our descent here. Speed brake is activated. Fairly steep approach. Flying into direct sunlight. What could possibly go wrong? Such a fast jet, it just wants to move. Like, we're already back up to 230 knots here. Hit the brakes again. And you guys see an airport down here? There it be. So we'll turn the face cam on for the dramatic effect. Not that we're going to need it. This thing is full of drama. But let's see what happens here. So speed is 173 knots. Try and get ourselves lined up here at the runway. We're coming in hot. There's 160. Landing gear coming down. Load our first notch of flaps here as well. Rainy reflections are back. I hate this. Yeah, we'll worry about it some other day. Like, it doesn't break the immersion, but you kind of know it's there. It's fine. 140 knots, another notch of flaps. It looks all nice. Jack Duncan is now subscribed. Many thanks, Jack. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. There's 120 knots. Our full flaps now. Try and keep this thing on the center line as best we can. Andy says it looks lovely. It really does. Donegal, Echo India, Delta Lima. Just kind of one of them fun places to go exploring. And usually the weather is off the hook up this neck of the woods. Okay, Murph, don't break it. Okay, watch the flare. There's touchdown. Little bit of a bounce, Murph. And we're down. Okay, we're finished with our flaps. Bring our speed brakes away. Hello, Cessna with legs dangling. How you doing? So guys, just wait for me to get parked up. Cue the shameful music. And let's see how we all get on here, shall we? Considering there's a couple of guys in the Airbus, this could be hilarious. Block up the taxiway, Murph, because, well, that's just what you're going to do. Right, this button. Okay, give it a minute. I want to turn this guy up. And we want to go over to the nameplates and turn these guys on. Apply and save. Back. We'll wait now. Technical has made it. You're all coming in together. Will hide me. The level of immersion is broken. There's a Cessna on the runway as Pilot Peely is coming in at speed. It's a go around. Okay, here comes Warhamster, the first of the jets. Sink rate. There's the flare. Kajunk. Landing Moss is behind. The landing gear will appear now in a sec. There they are. And they're down. Welcome to Donegal. Here comes SAS, and we have Dougal airborne as well. Delta T Arab inbound. There's the flare. There's a lot of flare. Mind that. Ooh! Does it? They're not the easiest thing in the world. You see how Streams makes it look easy? If you can stay on the runway. Here comes Hal Jor. Oh, this looks like butter. Dougal's in the grass. Here's Colonel Fork, followed by Button. Come on, Colonel, you got this. Nicely done. Bottom is down. I imagine you're not in that. Like, I imagine it's like a CJ4. Here's Chippy Arnold. Dangerous Brian. Oh. Nicely done, guys. There's Tarvu. Ali Katz is airborne. Madge C888 is yet to come in. We're all counting on you. Oh, that is looking decent. Very nice indeed. I can't believe it's not butter. Butter. We got a few more to make their arrival. Ali Katz picked herself up a brand new MB339. It's not a Mooney. It's far from a Mooney, so you got to be really careful. Not too bad at all. A little bit of a bounce, but that's okay. Who have we left? We've Madge and we have Pilot Peely. Battlecat says, haha, I found the canopy clip. Nice. So David says, laughing my behind off right now. Those Airbus dudes are comedy gold. Let's see them try and take off. We have a Pilot Peely. We're all counting on you. You can do it, Pilot Peely. He won't be long now. I don't think the developers would have envisaged seeing their aircraft doing this sort of a landing in this airport with this soundtrack. What if it's actually in the longitude? Aha. The approach is good. As a cam comes over the audience. Nicely done, Pilot Peely. No pressure at all. Booner Sim Pilot says, this segment of the Murph stream is the best thing to happen in 2020. Alrighty. Look at the carnage. Oh, look at the very fancy parking down here, look. Don't act like you're not impressed. Uh-oh, energize. Warhamster says, do I have time to go make a coffee? You do? They do look magnificent. Okay. The eye candiness, that was eye candiness, is done. So, we're going to head on our final leg. Where should we go? Where should we go? We went from Shannon all the way up to Donegal, so I reckon we're going to go from Donegal all the way back down to Casement Aerodrome in Baldonnel. Echo India Mike Echo, home of the Irish Air Corps base. Fitting that it's a military installation just outside of Dublin, so if we zoom in, it's just here. Echo India Mike Echo, that is where we're heading for, guys. We're going to do a quick flight down to Baldonnel and get ourselves parked up and tucked away for this evening. Get our canopy closed here. Chap says it's going to be fun for everyone to extract their landing gear from the boggy Donegal turf. Alrighty, so Dougal said I had to restart the sim. That's okay. Fuel tank is empty, so check on our fuel here. So our auxiliary tanks are empty. We still got 50%. We'll go ahead and add in a bit of juice here. That was quite painless. So we're going to go to landing lights are on. Leave them on. Everything else is as it should be. Our speed brakes and flaps are okay. Go ahead and lock our canopy. Warhamster says, somebody remind me at 4 PM to take the bread out of the oven. Is that like spy code? Take the bread out of the oven. Okay. Rather than back taxiing, because there's lots of us, we're just going to use the runway here as our departure, if that's okay, guys. Get off the grass, Murph. So flaps are going to set it to takeoff. Ilopili asks, is there an ejector seat? Well, there's the pin for the ejector seat. I don't want to. I don't want to press any buttons. Whoop. Okay, it's okay. We didn't hit him. Okay, I'll go on the right. Move over in the bed. I'm going to go right up to the line. That should give everyone enough space behind us. Okay, we're all in a very nice queue here behind us. So flaps are set to take off. We're going to bring some power in. Holding our toe brakes down. There's full power set. And let's boogie. There's the takeoff on this thing. Airspeed is alive. We're going to look for 90 knots for our rotation speed. It should be here. There's 110 knots. Takeoff. Bring our landing gear in. Finish with the flaps here as well. Hello, fireflies. Okay, onwards to Dublin. ourselves trimmed out here. Now finish with our landing lights. Fairly trimmed here. I said it's fairly well trimmed, and here we are nosediving. Chibiano says it actually flies surprisingly well with the yoke. Cool, good to hear. Bernardo Salazar, OMG, where do I get the plane from? It's available over on simmarket.com. It's €24. Mouse2222 is in the house. Happy Sunday to you, my dude. Thanks for joining us. Where are you going, Murph? Ah, we need to go this way. Don't follow me! Murphy's getting you lost. Then there's Brian there with the link in the chat, guys, if you want to pick it up. Chippy A says, I'm following Warhamster. I want some of his bread. Don't forget, at 4 o'clock, we got to remind him. Take the bread out of the oven. Goats don't shave. There's code words coming out here. We don't know what they mean. Oh, the band. There's a band called? Ah, okay. So we're pretty much in the direction of Dublin. Just keep it on this heading ish. We're going to go over Enniskillen now shortly. Some tasty flying. I do hope you guys are all enjoying your Sunday, be it the morning, afternoon or evening. Those of you guys watching over in Australia, it's getting close to Monday. What's it like? Is it going to be okay? Ah, they do, Warhamster, very good. Yes, yes. Speaking of which, a bit of local Diddly Idol. Probably not very fitting for these jets, but we're still over Irish territory. It looks nice. But again, any of you gifted artists, if you can make up something for the channel, the Two-Tone Murphy Flying Circus, in the vein of the Irish Air Corps Silver Swallows, it'd be amazing. Tishman says, awesome, now put a G3000 setup in this with autopilot and I'll be set for a good world round trip. Nice, dude. Maybe long range fuel tanks. Then you'd be good. Dangerous Brian tells me we have the same amount of likes as we do watchers. Guys, thank you all so very, very much indeed. These are fantastic. Some tasty flying here. And the Airbus. Papa Joe B is in the house. Good day to you, sir. He says, very late arrival today. Plane looks fantastic. It's in good hands with you, Murph. Famous last words. I would very much love if they had the if Microsoft had the particle effects turned on, because we just hit them two buttons and it would look awesome. Rudder is in the house. Greetings from Stuttgart. Enjoying the Two-Tone Murphy stream on YouTube while I'm setting up my new PC. FPS are not as I wanted. Grr. And also downloading the new Aermacchi. Nice. Graham Dunstan is here. What's the top speed of it? I think 100. I think it's like 300 knots-ish. We're doing a comfortable 243 at the moment. We gotta go back to the cheesy 1980s music. I'll do a few more aerobatics before we get close to Dublin. This was the chilled out, relaxed part of the flight. Now it starts getting crazy again. Eduardo, many thanks for the subscribe, my dude. Well, that was all sorts of crazy. We should take these to the Grand Canyon, says Colonel Fork. I agree and approve. That would be crazy flying around the canyons in these things. Peter Russell, where's the sick bag, Murph? Huey and Ralph. Huey! Ralph. It's all grand. We fly back on course, heading over to Casement Aerodrome in Baldonnel. Hey, good buddy. Chris CJM is here. He says, "Love these small jets in DCS World. Might give this a go. They're great fun." I just bought this but did not see it download. Will it be in, or will it be auto in my game? So, Mouse, if you download it from SimMarket, it should download as a zip file. Unzip it and move the entire folder over to your community folder. Touching parts of, we just left Enniskillen, heading down over Monaghan. It's a cabin here as well. About 4,000 feet. Dangerous Brian, just dropping the link in the chat there, guys, where you can pick up try that in English, where you can pick up this aircraft. There's also a link there to our Discord channel. Be sure to check it out. If you're new here, guys, I stream every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Irish time. We tend to do a lot of group flying. Sunday stream is, of course, a bonus stream, mainly to celebrate the release of this fantastic aircraft. The Aermacchi MB339 from India Foxed Echo. It's fantastic. Mackie Mac 111 is in the house, watching us over on Twitch. Happy Sunday to you, dude. He says, "Man, this is looking really good." It's awesome. And it's loud. So hopefully I don't break the old sim here, but we're going to make it a little bit darker just to check out the interior lighting. About there. Don't break. Now I'll probably pause, or the sim tends to hang, so you guys might end up going ahead of me, but don't worry, it should be fine. As Dangerous Brown would say, Murphy, don't touch anything. Just leave it alone. We're still good. A beautiful sunset, absolutely. Nicely done, dude. Johnny Cowles in the house, he says, hope we join you around Christmas. Have a wee lump of dosh stew. Total ground up PC build. So just watching and enjoying the crack. For now, happy landings. Many thanks, Johnny. And looking forward to flying with you soon, my dude. It does look nice, doesn't it? So we're not too far away from Dublin. I think the sunset looks nice. We might leave it in this for our landing down at Baldonnel. Scotland 737 says I can't find the community folder. If you've downloaded this aircraft, go through the instruction manual, or make sure you download the instruction manual. It'll tell you exactly where to put it and where it is, depending on which way you downloaded Microsoft Flight Sim, be it from the marketplace or over on Steam. Right, back is here. He says, I've just got the new jet. Whereabouts are you guys? We're just coming over Monaghan at the moment. On approach down towards Dublin. We're going to be landing at Echo India Mike Echo, which is Casement Aerodrome. Warhamster says, I've got her trimmed out. I'm off to take care of the bread. Hope it's nice, dude. Much Palmer's in the house. Yep, it's a stunner. Bombasso is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. Or good afternoon. Happy Sunday to you. Welsh Palmer says, what do you think of it? It's absolutely fantastic. A great add-on available over on simmarket.com at the moment from the developer India Foxed Echo. It's their second release into Microsoft Flight Sim. They released the long EZ the other day. And this is... it's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Great fun, looks great, sounds great, flies great, and the price is great as well. So if you're on the fence of buying add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim, if there is only one you're going to get, get this. You won't be disappointed. It's fantastic. Fully functional flight model, nice or bad? Flight model is very, very good. It's relatively fully functional, yes. The smoke system doesn't work. That's a limitation of the simulator and not the aircraft. It has oxygen modelled, it has the starter procedure modelled, GPS systems, custom radios. They're all modelled and work correctly. The startup logic works correctly. The only caveat is with the lights, you can't adjust them. They're either on or off. Again, that's a limitation with the sim. So it's very functional indeed. Absolutely fantastic. What we're going to do, once we get landed over in Baldonnel, I'm going to call it a day. For those of you watching on Twitch, we're going to ramble over and say hello to B Minty. She has many times in the past raided this channel. So we're going to be heading over to B Mint. She's also on Microsoft Flight Sim. And for you guys watching on YouTube, we'll be catching you again tomorrow at 8 PM Irish time. I'll let you know tomorrow the flight plan. I'm going to be looking at 2 payware airports. One of them is Saint-Tropez, the other one is Florence. Ian Chan asks, is there an autopilot? No. You have a flight director system, mainly for training, but as like the one in the real world, there is no autopilot. I think we'll change the time of day, because we won't see anyone. There we go. It's this time again. As we break through the clouds here, we shall see Dublin. Great formation flying. This thing is going to get a lot of mileage. It says that the Lomkovac maneuver is not supported by the flight sim model in the description, but again, I think that's a limitation of the simulator. So a casement aerodrome used to be 2.9er. Change that now to 2.8, isn't it? Oh no, runway 10. Grand. Runway 10 it is. Every Dublin city. Cool. Alright, go ahead and turn on our landing lights. It's pretty tight looking. Cool and awesome. So there be the runway we're looking for, just here. Fly over Leaks Lift Direction, home of Intel, or one of them. Over Selbridge. And you see the Western Airfield over this neck of the woods as well. Dublin City, right out there. Okay, runway in sight. Bring our speed back. Oh, our speed brakes here as well. He's gone straight past us. Go ahead and deploy our landing gear. relatively steep approach, but I reckon we'll do it. A jet in flight sim, I know, right? What will they think of next? Who said helicopters? So we'll turn our face cam on here for the dramatic effect as we make a final approach here into Casement Aerodrome on runway 10. Oh, we're steep. We'll set our flaps to full. Speed brake out here as well, just to help us along. Nose off. Contact. A little bit giddy on the rudders, Murph. Nice. Ish. Could have been worse, right? The spot of manual braking. Finish with our flaps now. Bring them in. Finish with our speed brake. Bring that in as well. There's a bit of manual braking here. So I was turned around and watch all you guys come in for the land. Andy Miller says, brilliant landing along with a brilliant stream. Well done to you. See you tomorrow. Many thanks, Andy. Thanks for joining us here today. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Right, Murph, you don't need to be fancy. Put it on the grass. Brand new shiny jet and he parked it on the grass. He'll go far. Okay, so drone camera doesn't want to work. There's always a first for everything. So traffic labels, will turn them to on, apply and save. Have we any look at the camera? Really? The camera's dead? Okay, so the camera's dead. What can we do from here? Not much to do. Not much can be done. The camera kind of said, nah, we've had enough. But a huge big line of aircraft coming in. Let's just kill the power, if that works. Go ahead and unlock our canopy. Open said canopy. We'll keep an eye out on the guys at the front. So as they make their final approach into Casement Aerodrome, click C when in drone cam, he says. You're a genius. Or for M, you are a genius. We'll keep the music rolling. Good few nice landings already. We have more inbound. Here comes Tarvu and Dougal. My canopy is open, therefore your guys' canopies are open. We'll use science to fix this. Here's Butted. Oh dear. Or for M, thank you so very, very much. I've learned something new. Here comes Chippy Arnold. ELC streams inbound behind. Nicely done, dude. Bit of a flare, but you got it. Nice. Welcome to Casement Aerodrome. There's PLC streams. You made that look super easy. Jerry B is inbound, along with Maj C888. Pilot Peely's up there as well, along with Colonel Fork. Oh, that looks nice. Very nice, Jerry. Very nice indeed. There was butter on that. Here comes Maj. Nicely done, my dude. And you meant every bit of it. Deep Future is inbound. We can see Pilot Peely, Sean Legoman, Iron Ravers up there, along with Hal Jur and Colonel Fork. Nicely done, my dude. Well, us. This is a payware plane. Is it any good? It's absolutely fantastic, yes. Here's Pilot Peely. Touchdown. Nicely done, my dude. Nicely done. Here's Sean Legoman arriving in the TBM. And here the reversed thrust. Why, there's Colonel Fork. Ooh, watch the flare. There we go. Al Jor. Alison says, I had all sorts of weirdness on that approach. I got it down, I never know. The glitchy landing gear, I know, right? Ah, there's Dangerous Brian. Well, it says, I think there's something wrong if the value is only $20. All systems will not be working correctly or not nice coding. It's the same if you buy a Ferrari. Well, for what it is, it works very well. You know, so it's to get a study level simulator in Microsoft Flight Sim, they're just not there yet. As far as the MB339 goes, I like it. I like the level of systems that's included with it. In DCS, I know it's a totally different machine altogether. Certainly for what we get here in Microsoft Flight Sim, it's absolutely fantastic. And look at them all lined up. Airbuses and all. Even though they're not Airbuses, but you know what I mean. That's pretty cool looking, I have to say. Right, we have Dangerous Brian inbound. Diddle says the best add-on for Flight Sim 2020 so far, by far, I agree. It is by far the best jet I've come across in Flight Sim. It's very hard to compare it to a GA aircraft like the likes of the Mooney because it's different application. But in terms of formation flying, aerobatics, yep. It's amazing. Tarview says, thanks for a brilliant stream, Murph. Gotta go. We'll see you on the next one, Tarview. Thanks for joining us. Alison says, watching the replay, several of us had our canopies open. Uh-oh. DCS World, I'm over this one at the first release. Aircraft is expensive to this work behind justify the value of a lot of aircraft. Sure, but I have to say, like for the entry price for this aircraft, I think you get a whole lot of bang for your buck. I think it's fantastic. So it's all good. Maz C Triple A says, a lot of fun, Murph. Glad I made the purchase. Thank you. Don't thank me, guys. Thank the developers. India Foxed Echo. They've done an amazing job. We're all counting on you, Brian. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Some more power. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh, he deserves it. But at the same time, he made it. Alright guys, that's it for today's stream. Thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We've had a blast. Again, the aircraft is the Aermacchi MB339 from India Foxed Echo. It's available now over on simmarket.com. Absolutely fantastic aircraft. We've had a lot of fun with it. I think you guys will all agree. Our normal service resumes tomorrow, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. To all the new people who joined us, welcome aboard. Great to see you. Don't forget to check us out on Discord. We have a huge bunch of people over there. Always very helpful to help you guys along if there's any issues. Somewhere to put all your flights in, pictures and videos. We even have our own flight school. And a bar. Many bars. Alison says, thanks very much, Murph, and the Flying Circus. I'm crawling back to bed. Alison, you take care and hopefully you get well soon. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, that's it. Go home now. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's nearly Monday. Oh, and then we'll do it all again. Just as a preview of tomorrow's flight, I'm going to be checking out the new Saint-Tropez airport and also the new Florence airport if you guys want to pick them up, but I'm certainly going to have a look at them tomorrow if you're on the fence. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.